All right, let's dive into today's explainer. We're looking at a really compelling argument for what could be a historic shift in the value of precious metals, and specifically silver. The source material we're drawing from claims a perfect storm is brewing in the global economy. So let's get right into it.
So let's just start with the number that's got everyone talking. The analysis kicks off with this incredibly bold prediction that silver is about to smash through its all-time record high and hit $55 an ounce. Now, a number like that, it suggests something really big is going on under the surface.
And to really paint a picture of this momentum, the source uses this great analogy. We often think of gold as the big, slow, steady anchor in a portfolio. But here, silver is framed completely differently. It's the spearhead. It's fast, it's aggressive, and it's leading the charge.
So you have to ask, right? What's actually behind all this? Because a forecast this explosive doesn't just come out of nowhere. The analysis argues that this isn't just market speculation. It's being driven by a few massive interlocking forces in the global economy.
Okay, so the first major driver, and this is a big one, is what's described as a deep and growing crisis of confidence in our traditional paper money, the fiat system.
And at the absolute core of this crisis is government spending. To fund everything that's going on, governments all over the world are essentially creating trillions of dollars, euros, you name it, right out of thin air. And when you do that, you're inherently watering down the value of the money that's already in your wallet. And by the way, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, share and like my videos. This is not investment advice. Thank you.
Now this chart, wow, it really puts the consequences into perspective. According to the data from the source, just look at what's happened to the US dollar's buying power against hard assets in just 1 year. You see that first bar? The dollar lost over 63% of its value against gold. And the second one, it's even more staggering, a 75% loss against silver.
To put it in really simple terms, the message here is that the savings you thought you had, they're just evaporating. Your money just doesn't buy what it used to, and that reality is pushing people to look for a much safer place to store their wealth.
But that's only half the story, you see. It isn't just about the money we use failing. The other side of the coin is this massive and frankly unstoppable global demand for physical silver itself.
And what's so interesting is that this demand is coming from two totally different directions, creating this incredible squeeze. On one side, you have investors snapping up silver as a safe haven, a hedge against the exact inflation we were just talking about. But on the other side, you've got this ferocious industrial demand, because silver is absolutely critical for our modern tech.
And this list just drives that point home. Look at this. We're not talking about optional uses here. Silver is a core, foundational component in everything from the AI data centers that run our digital lives to the electric cars and solar panels we need for the green energy transition. It is the best electrical conductor on the planet, and there's just no easy replacement for it.
And this is a really crucial point. This intense demand is actually creating a split. There's what they call the paper price, that's the number you see on the news ticker, but then there's the physical price, what you actually have to pay to get your hands on a real bar or coin. And that physical price is much higher, which tells you there's a real-world scarcity. And it's not just investors in industry that are noticing this scarcity. It's now being recognized at the highest levels. The source makes a point of highlighting that the US government itself has now officially declared silver a critical product. That's a huge signal that they intend to build a strategic stockpile, kind of like they do with oil.
So, you take the devaluing currency on one hand and this incredible supply squeeze on the other, and it all leads to what the source presents as the final and maybe inevitable consequence: a massive shift back to what people consider real money.
It all comes down to a classic economic idea called Gresham's Law. It sounds complicated, but it's really simple. It just means that when bad money, like a currency that's being devalued, is floating around, people will try to get rid of it as fast as they can. And they'll hang on tight, they'll hoard the good money, the stuff with real, intrinsic value, like gold and silver.
And the argument is, this isn't some dusty theory from a textbook. It's a simple, two-step process that is happening right now as we speak. Step 1, faith in paper money starts to crumble. Step 2, people rationally start looking for a safe place to land, a refuge in real, tangible assets. The end result of this process is this great migration of wealth. You see people and capital moving away from promises on paper, like government bonds that get paid back in cheaper, devalued money, and moving toward assets you can physically hold in your hand, assets that can't just be printed away into nothing.
And that really leaves us with this final, powerful question to think about. In a world where governments can seemingly create infinite amounts of paper money with just a keyboard, it forces us to ask, what defines real value anymore? What is truly valuable, and where are you going to find it?